Okay, hey, it's Jody here from Storytell. I'm here with Aaron, our principal engineer, and we are evolving the Storytell platform to do something pretty magical, which is to be able to dynamically create a knowledge graph from a lot of unstructured data that gets loaded into our platform, and then make that dynamic knowledge graph really usable by our users. We're going to use as an example here a public document from Harness, the CI/CD Buyer's Guide. So this is a PDF, and it has many pages of effectively unstructured data. There's a lot of concepts in here, and what if it were possible to be able to dynamically extract those concepts and then make it so that users could reference those concepts when they're trying to make sense of a lot of unstructured data. And imagine not just one PDF, imagine hundreds or thousands of PDFs and PowerPoints and emails and a lot of other systems of record like Jira or Salesforce. All this unstructured data gets mashed together, and there's no really good way to work with it because it all has different meanings and structures and taxonomies and schemas. And so Storytell's solving that problem with this concept of concepts, which Aaron is going to share. I'll let you take it away.
Thank you, Trudio. And so in this proof of concept, we've taken just one document, but as Trudio mentioned, you can imagine this process working on every piece of knowledge that's ingested into Storytell. And we break down and identify the concepts, which are new concepts that Storytell has never seen before, or which concepts has maybe just a material change happened to, like revenue has changed, or a customer status has gone from to an at-risk status that you might be want to be aware of. And so in this UI, we've clicked on concepts on the left, and we can see a list of concepts. And we might click into Harness, for example, or Jenkins. I'll go ahead and click onto Harness here. And we can see this summary, which we've extracted from the knowledge that's flowing through Storytell. Key metrics, if any, this might be revenue or what's the health, renewal chances of the customer. Other key properties, competitive advantages. You could imagine a concept could be a battle card that is just always comparing two products together. Here we can see relationships. In this case, these relationships are all within one PDF, but again, it could be a relationship that was established because somebody forwarded you an email, and that connected to a concept that came in through a 10K, or however your unstructured knowledge is flowing through the organization. Having the ability to curate the knowledge by adding specific tags would allow you to chat across all concepts. For example, we might use the tags, or the labels, I should say, as CI/CD, and Storytell can automatically apply these labels, or you could curate them yourself. And that's an example where now I could chat with all CI and CD projects, or using the ampersand in chat, I might just specifically want to talk to Harness. And so I could say ampersand Harness, tell me what the latest update is, or ampersand, what are the top selling CI/CD products, of which Harness is one.
Aaron, one thing that I also wanted to ask you to go into detail on is the references that are making up this concept. Could you talk a bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. And so in this, again, proof of concept, all of these concepts have been sourced from that one public buyer's guide from Harness. And so when I click on references here, now we can see the individual chunks, the phrases that all of this knowledge can be attributed back to. And so as the idea of your customer and that concept is built automatically into Storytell, here you could imagine every support ticket, every engineering ticket that's been requested by that customer, the current contract that is being worked on with that customer. Those all form the holistic picture of who your customer is. And so these references would trace back all the way to the source material, whether it's an email or some Salesforce integration or a PDF that you've uploaded. And you could always trace it back to the truth. Additionally, on this timeline tab up here, we're imagining that it's pretty important for you to see how the status of your customer has changed over time. And so you could click on the timeline tab and see that the status went to churn risk high 3 weeks ago based on a product that your customer had with a product manager. And so I think it's important to have a picture of the world. What does my world look like that you don't have to maintain yourself? That's a lot of energy. Always knowing how that picture was formed, and then finally knowing when that picture has changed. And this is also something I can imagine that I might want to subscribe to alerts. And so I could see like a bell icon up here where I want to know anytime a material change has happened to this concept, such as the customer having a high risk of churning, I want to be notified. And so Storytell can push out information as it's ingesting all of your unstructured data, so that I'm made aware of an important change that Storytell had a high confidence in as soon as it happens, versus me having to go in and actually ask a question by prompting. Instead of me pulling it out, Storytell could push it out.
And in fact, Aaron, I'm just going to pop something up for a second. On the Storytell website, we've got a little bit about dynamic insights here. And so what Aaron is speaking to would be the exact type of thing where you could write a prompt and you could say, anytime the answer to this question changes, please alert me. But the additional power that's coming from what Aaron is showing is that now I can make it such that I can @mention harness, and I can say anytime the status of harness changes, alert me via Slack or email, or push it into another system of record like Salesforce, or alert an entire team like the sales or customer success team, etc.
That is it's pretty magical. I can imagine how many software engineers don't have to build custom integrations. Right? You just chat with Storytell and be notified when something important has changed.
That sounds pretty incredible. Can you go back to the main concepts page here, Aaron? There's one more thing that I wanted to just dig into. You can see from all the concepts that we have pulled from that one PDF, there's different categories to those concepts. So there is a category of harness as a CI/CD tool. There's a category of GitOps as a concept. There's Roxanne Williams, who was the author of that document, as a person, and she's listed as an expert, etc., an author. So you can see that Storytell is just creating structure from this unstructured document. And yeah, this looks really incredible. Can't wait to hear from users what you think about this and if you would find this valuable. Okay, is there anything else, Aaron, you'd like to share?
I think that's good. Thank you.
All right, thank you.